I'm Alexis, I'm from the Bronx, and my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm just like, okay, like what do we have to do? Like what do we do? How do we go forward so we could just get this over with? It was like something that I didn't really tell people because I didn't want people to treat me a certain way. So like, I was going to school and I had to take my brother to school, and like Catholic school, when you're late, they give you detention. So my mom actually had told the lady like, oh, you know, she's taking my son to school because I'm sick. And then like they stopped making me come to detention. But it was like, it was that kind of stuff that like I didn't like, because like I didn't want people like feeling like they needed to like be sympathetic with me or like treat me like it's a fragile case or something like that. So I didn't really talk to anybody about it. But then like I had to talk to people about it because like my mom couldn't work anymore, so I had to stop going to Catholic school because, you know, like tuition and stuff. So people kept like texting me and like hitting me up like, hey, where are you? Are you coming back to school? And it's like whole time like I'm transitioning to another school. So I eventually like started telling people like, you know, my mom's sick or whatever. Stepping up and like having to go home after school, like not going to yearbook anymore, like just certain activities that I wanted to do. And you know, she didn't want me to stop. But it was like, that's what I had to do because my older sister, she was working. So I would go home, like be there with the kids, make sure they ate and stuff like that, because like not only the surgery, but then the radiation and the treatment, it made her so weak. And then like sometimes she would like have burns and stuff like that. So it was just like a lot of like maintenance, keeping up with the house, and I had to grow up pretty fast. But then at the same time, I feel like it prepared me for a lot of stuff, because at the end of the day, like nobody knows what you have going on and nobody cares most of the time. And they do, but they have to know you to care. Most people are going about their everyday lives. They have their own things going on. So it's like, you gotta be there for yourself sometimes and step up. She called me one day after school and she was like, you know, my cancer's back. And I was like, okay, well, again, like, what are we gonna do? But it was in a different area this time. Like, it was in her bones, and then it started to go to like different organs and stuff like that. So she didn't know that she had pneumonia, and then we made her go to the hospital. I think she was dreading going to the hospital because she kind of knew. And she was there for a couple days, and then it wasn't getting better, it wasn't progressing. So they put her in ICU. So when I went to go see her in ICU, she wasn't really able to verbally speak. She was, but like it wasn't normal. I think like in 2 days or like 3 days, I went back to the hospital. My aunt got me to come to the hospital. She told me some story and she's like, oh, you have to come. So I went, and we pretty much spoke to the doctor, and they showed us an x-ray, and they showed her liver, they showed her lungs, and it was full of tumors. Like, I wasn't there when she took her last breath, but I came back, and when I got there, I was just like, I made a promise to myself that day that like I was just gonna go hard. Like I was just gonna do my best at everything. I was gonna be my best at everything, and like, you know, just be there for my brother, and then like also just like step up for myself. It is easier to talk about. I don't even know why I'm crying right now, because I never cry. I think I'm crying because it's quiet. But like, it's easy to talk about, and I like talking about it because sometimes I feel like we have a purpose, and then sometimes I feel like we don't. But then I realize like, I have adult friends that are like in their 30s or this age, that age, and like sometimes they don't know how to navigate things when things happen with their parents, or sometimes they don't know how to be there for their parents, or sometimes they don't understand why their parents do things that they do. And like or they lose their parents. Like I have a friend that's like 33 and she just lost her mom, and she had a hard time. And I'm like, you know, I'm happy that even though it's a bad thing that's going on, I'm able to be there and understand and, you know, just help somebody through that, because I've been through it and it's been a significant amount of time. So I feel like I'm dealing with it, but like I'm also able to help other people, and I feel like that's important. I would say in any situation, just like, you know, not just the cancer, but like just show up. Sometimes if you're asking somebody, hey, well, do you need me to bring anything? They're gonna say no. Like, they're going to say no 9 times out of 10. They're not gonna wanna burden anybody. They don't wanna feel like a burden. They don't wanna feel like they're a patient. They don't wanna feel sick. They don't wanna feel that. Sometimes just send their Uber Eats. Sometimes just send the Instacart. Sometimes just do that if you can. Like, or sometimes just, hey, I'm in the neighborhood, can I stop by? Like, do you wanna hang out? Sometimes take them out for air. Like my mom's friends used to come take her out to just take a walk with her. They need that, and sometimes they need to speak to other people that they're not with every day, to tell them things that, you know, they don't feel like you're thinking about it. Like, it's like when you tell somebody in the household something that you live with them and they're thinking about, you feel like they're thinking about what you just told them. It's like somebody you don't see every day. You might feel more comfortable telling them more and expressing more. So it's like, just show up, just do what you can. Like, you don't have to constantly ask for permission, because 9 times out of 10, they're being strong, they're gonna say no.